All right, guys, we're going to do more practice with correlation coefficient and linear regression. All right, I'm going to have you try these multiple choice questions on your own. All right, so pause the video, and go through, work on those questions, and then check your answers against the answer key. Just remember that your correlation coefficient R is between -1 and 1. All right, it can't be further to the left than -1, and it can't be further to the right than +1. All right, keep in mind that just because it's positive doesn't mean it's a higher correlation. Let's say I had two relationships I was trying to look at, and one of them had, let's say, a correlation coefficient of 0.82, and the other one had a correlation coefficient of -0.91, let's say. The -0.91 would be a higher or a stronger correlation than the 0.82, because -0.91 is closer to -1, then 0.82 is closer to 1. Right? And remember, the closer to 0, the weaker the correlation. So if you had a correlation coefficient of, say, 0.25, that would be a weak correlation. All right? All right, I want to go through and do another one of these linear regressions. Make sure you can do it. Right? So number 5 on this worksheet is a multiple choice question. Right? When you take the quiz tomorrow, all right, it's going to really be all multiple choice. So you're going to see 3 or 4 questions, maybe 5 questions, just like this one. Right? So it says the table shows the number of grams of carbohydrates, which is the X, and the number of calories, which is the Y, of 6 different foods. It says which equation best represents the line of best fit. All right, and remember, when you see that, that's telling you to do linear regression. All right, whether you get a question like this and it's multiple choice or extended response, you're still going to do the same thing. You're going to input this information into the calculator. All right, remember, everything is from the stat button. So you're going to go stat, edit. You got to go up to the top of the list and hit clear. And when you hit the down arrow, it clears it out. All right, and then we're going to enter in. I'm going to enter in all the X's. Remember, they go in for list 1. So you hit the number, press enter. So then you enter all of these numbers in. Then I'm going to enter in all the Y's. So I'm just going to hit the right arrow. It's going to take me to the top of the list. And I'm going to enter in my Y values. All right. It takes a couple seconds to go and check, which I strongly recommend. Right. The first one should be 8, 120. Then 9.5, 138. 10, 147. 6, 88. 7, 108. 462. And again, the way you do it is you hit the stat button. You got to edit. That's where you enter in the data. Go up, hit clear. On both lists, enter in your data. From here, you hit stat again. Go over to calculate. We want to do linear regression, number 4. Either type the number 4 or hit the down arrow to 4. Hit enter. All right, make sure it says list 1, list 2. Let's say it didn't, which there's no reason why it shouldn't. Let's say for some reason it said list 3. All right, if you hit second and if you look above the numbers at the bottom, it has the lists in blue. So if you hit second 1, that puts list 1 back in. And then Y list should be list 2. All right. That's only if it's not up there already. Otherwise, you just hit enter 5 times, and it gives you everything you need. It's telling me that A is 14.1123, and B equals 5.8330. All right? They're telling you Y equals AX plus B. So A is your slope. That goes in front of the X. And B is your y-intercept. That's the constant, all right? So this answer to this question, choice 4, right? because they're rounding to the nearest tenth. So y equals 14.1x plus 5.8. All right? All right, practice the rest of these questions. I'm going to post the solutions. All right, there's going to be a quiz on Friday on Castle Learning. All right, about 10 questions. Some of them are going to be regression like this one, and some of them are going to be correlation coefficient like these problems on the front page. All right? Have a good day. Talk to you guys soon.